Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. Oh, whoop. These are the rules for the Nuzlocke if you're new around here, if you're new to these parts. If you're not new, just, skip ahead, I guess. Although don't, because there's a new rule. I'm changing the first rule. I probably should have written it out so that it's on screen. But, if any Pokemon faint in a trainer battle or from effects from a trainer battle, then they're considered dead. I'll explain a bit more as we get into it, but like that's gonna have to be the rule if we're doing team star bases, man. And I'll show you why in a sec. Hey Ole, welcome to the chat. Alright, here we go. There's the team, the boys. Well, actually, mostly the girls. The girlies are going to a team starbase. Let's do it. Coffee. Coffee will keep me going. Coffee doesn't judge me for how many cotton balls I have in my coat. Now I shouldn't get distracted by that shiny thing in the distance. Fuck, it's a dog. Playing Ratchet and Clank 2. I think that's one of the few Ratchet and Clanks I actually own. That's crazy, man. That's the one, there's like a desert planet, right? The only Ratchet and Clank I ever played like super deeply was Ratchet Gladiator. But besides that, I haven't really given that series a shot. I was always more of a Jak and Daxter man. How's it going though? You enjoying it? I'd like to heal up my Poke. Ratchet and Clank, there's a desert planets in every RNC game, lol. How was I supposed to know that? What is this? You secretly playing Dune? Oh my gosh, is Ratchet and Clank inspired by Dune? I mean, probably not. Ratchet does look like that famous Dune mouse, though, doesn't he? Oh wait, no, was there actually a Dune mouse? You mean the one with the purple glowing crystals? I think you mean Dark Eco. Yeah, it's that one. But yeah, I loved Jak and Daxter. That was kind of my jam. Ratchet and Clank was a series that I never got super into as a franchise. It was a collectathon, right? It was like a Banjo-Kazooie kind of collect 'em up. I seem to remember it having Metroidvania elements where like Clank got extra abilities that like helped you move around the map better. Or was that just in the PSP game where he's a spy? Hello! Welcome to the stream. Alright, now we have to do a little bit of an interaction here. And then we get started for realsies with this dumb base. Hey, have I already fought you two? Have I not fought you two? Yeah, I'm trying to. Where am I not at the base? No, the base is over there. Okay. My bad. Y'all are just a roadblock. How do these school kids know how to set up like these roadblocks and shit? I never post my doodles. What's your opinion on Ratchet and Clank games? Do you have an opinion on those games? The early games definitely had elements of Metroidvania and collectathon at its core. Oh, sorry, and collectathon, but at its core it's shooting and platforming. Man, do you remember back in the day? I was thinking about this because, like, after playing God of War Ragnarok, I wanted to go and play the older God of Wars because the only one I had played before that was God of War 2018 and God of War 3. And I wanted to try out, like, the first two. And, man, it hit me when I was playing that game that having a bit of everything was such a different phrase. Like, it had such a different meaning back in the day. Because nowadays, having a bit of everything means that there's crafting and stealth and whatever, you know? But back then, it meant that there was platforming and maybe some shooting and collectathon elements and puzzles and things like that. And it's crazy to me how the definition of that phrase has changed just in the context. Because it's not even the definition of the phrase, it's just the context of the phrase, you know? Or the context of the industry that the phrase is being used on. It's a very comprehensive curriculum. What's a very comprehensive curriculum? What's Ratchet and Clank? Ratchet and Clank was an old game from like the PS2 era. I didn't know that they ever went to PS3. Yeah, it's a classic PlayStation 2 franchise. I think was it Naughty Dog that made it? I don't know. But it was like a space game where you played like I want to say a ferret with his robot friend, and you had to do stuff. Roadblocks is a very comprehensive curriculum. Now, Roadblocks is a game that people have been playing a lot, but I never really understood the appeal of. It's like the Minecraft version of what? PUBG? No, that's not Fortnite. I mean, they're the same, but like, you know, Naughty Dog made Jak and Daxter, lol. And Insomniac made Ratchet and Clank? That's crazy. Insomniac made like hardcore shooters for a long time. You wouldn't have the roadblocks these kids set up, bro. It's the roadblocks of the mind. These kids are all traumatized. Whoa, hold it, you. Up ahead's the base of operations for Team Star's Dark Crew. That's what they teach them in school? I hope not. I'm going to that same school. I don't want to learn how to set up roadblocks. You may know us as the Segan Squad. I don't. No one does. That's a dumb name. I'm sure it's very clever or probably not clever in the Japanese. I'm sure that it's very dumb in Japanese as well. And super edgy. Yep, and we don't take too kindly to random kids sniffing around our turf. I love doing girl voices. Sorry, but if you don't turn yourself around here, amigo, we'll have to send you packing. Wait, hold up. Just going on a hunch here, but are you that Cal kid? Yeah, the one that's done like 5 gyms already? And fought 3 titans? You know, the piece of work we're out to get for declaring war on Team Star? When did I do that? When did I do that? I didn't want to be in any way involved with you guys. In fact, I actively avoided you. This is like having a conversation with people on Twitter. Talk about suspicious. That's exactly what someone trying to slip under our radar would say. Ugh, you know what? Doesn't matter who you are. You're not getting through. Buzzoff will be thrashed by me in battle, kid. What'll it be? Unfortunately, I have to take you on. The internet compels me. Ah, sassy kids like you are the worst. That's it, prepare to get stomped into the dirt. We're like the same age. This is the most high school that this game gets, where someone's like a year older than you and they call you kid. What are you gonna... Oh man. Oh no. A Murkrow. And he's level 90. That's a higher level than I thought he'd be, but still. Oh, it's a bad day to be you, my homie. Sorry about that. Ratchet was kind of orange. He was like an ocelot, I think. I want to say ocelot feels good, but he's the same color as my cat. All of you by now have seen my cat. Insomniac also made Spyro? I did play a bunch of Spyro, so I know that one better. And those Spider-Man games on the PS4 and PS5. I know, but you don't really associate Insomniac with like mascot games. You mostly associate them with like shooter games. At least I do. These shorts are getting them dress coded. I mean, what? Explain that one to me. I didn't really get that one. He was a kind of fuzzy alien cat thing. I'm sticking with Ocelot, although I do think Ocelots maybe have spots. Callum, are you talking about the Resistance games? I know of a Resistance game. I don't know why Insomniac hit me as like a shooter company. Are they not? I think I had one Ratchet and Clank game. Did he wear goggles? He did wear goggles, I believe. And Clank was a robot. And his head was shaped like an egg. She's new to the team, you know. Might have to have a little chat with her about that attitude. Sigh. Well, I'm gonna go into the base now and give the rest of the squad the heads up. We'll come at you in full force if you set foot inside, so you might want to consider turning tail. Inside, well, no, I just continued the sentence. Either way, best of luck to you, amigo. Hello, hasta la vista. Wow, that really rolls off the tongue. If you're thinking of a little orange guy who sits on someone's shoulder, that's not Ratchet. Oh, yeah, if you're thinking of, like a ferret with goggles, that's Daxter from Jak and Daxter. If you're thinking of like a big ferret with a robot backpack who has a literal wrench, that's Ratchet. Which is probably why they call him Ratchet. Rototo. I see you took care of the guards. No, wait, it's more like it would be like a robot voice. I see you took care of the guards. Nice work. Now, hold up in that base is Team Star's Dark Crew, the second squad. You know that thing you just learned about. This is why I hate these bases so much. It is the condensed version of this game dumbing itself down. Despite the fact that Pokemon was never a very challenging game to begin with. Their boss, Giacomo, I almost certainly pronounced that wrong, pretty much runs the whole of Team Star, and he produced that wild soundtrack of theirs himself. Do they have a sound? I don't remember them having a soundtrack. Were they on fucking Spotify? He's a sharp guy. Even our declaration of war wouldn't have ruffled him in the slightest. His plan was probably to wear you down with a wave of grunts, then finish you off himself. No use trying to outthink strategic types like him. Bring him down with a head-on attack. Just keep on defeating as many Pokemon as you can until the big man shows himself up. Ring the bell on the gates when you're ready to kick off this phase of the operation. Time to wipe the Sanguine Squad off the map. You see, this is where my problem with Team Star begins. Because the way that they sell it to you in that little dialogue is like, oh, this guy specifically is gonna do this, and you may as well just, like, fight him like that. But then, every single other Team Star member fights you in exactly the same way. Like, there's no difference. All of the bases are exactly the same. And it sucks. It sucks so much. Specifically, because yes, the dumb... Sorry, I got distracted by words. The dumb, like, spinning block puzzle at the bottom of Silphco when you get into the Team Rocket base, that was a bad puzzle. It wasn't that fun. It just sort of was there. But, you know, at least it was a different thing. At least there was a difference in gameplay, right? Like, of course it ended in a Pokemon battle, that was expected, but it had something going on that you didn't see in the rest of the game. And then this one, it's literally just like, oh, there's no puzzle, there's no thing to figure out, it's just fighting a bunch of people. And it's also why we needed a new rule for this, because the way that you fight people is dumb. You fight them in the overworld, so you don't, like, do Pokemon battles, you send your Pokemon out and they fight the other Pokemon. And it sucks. But, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, if our, Pokemon faints in the Pokemon battle, in the overworld, that doesn't count. I know that that might sound like kind of a cop-out, but to be honest, dude, I'm not replacing a member of my team for this dumbassery. Like, genuinely, I can't. I can't do that. I don't have it in me to have to go and look for more Pokemon just because of this stupid, like, annoyance. And that's all Team Star is at the end of the day. I hate Team Star. Have I made that clear? Man, I have a lot of soft sand. I have played Jak and Daxter 2, but I did it as a PS3 HD collection. I actually got that on PS4. Because they re-released that collection on PS4, and I'm gonna play it on the PS5 at some point. Cool games? Yeah, I enjoyed them. Ratchet & Clank was the first game series I thought of myself as a fan of as a kid. I mean, it's a good game series. Like, don't get me wrong. I had a lot of fun with Ratchet & Clank. I think that it's a great time. It's just, it wasn't one that I ever personally got into. And it was mostly, I think, because I couldn't ever find the games anywhere. Like like I said, I think the only ones I owned were Ratchet and Clank 2 and Ratchet Gladiator, but I don't even remember owning Ratchet and Clank 2. I think I played it on a friend's console. Or watched someone play it, but Gladiator was fun. I like Gladiator a lot. I especially like that the loading screen was you like working on your ship, and that's where the sort of like mental happy space I have of being in a starship that's kind of a cramped space, but also sort of like a flying apartment. That's where that started. I don't think I loved any game series as a kid. That's fair. You know, it's tough to like attach yourself to a series when you're a kid, because you don't know enough about the series. You know, when I was a kid, I didn't know that like about most series, to be honest. The only series I really attached myself was like Assassin's Creed, and that was much later in life. And maybe Pokemon. Ratchet Gladiator's loading screen was not you working on your ship. That's Ratchet and Clank 3. No, Ratchet Gladiator had a moment where you were working on your ship. Maybe I'm thinking of the main menu, not the loading screen. But there was an imagery of you working on your ship. I played the game a bunch, and that was the thing that like stuck with me the most. Careful now, Cal. Team Star has a unique way of doing battle. Unique to them, but not unique in this game at all. In fact, you're going to have to do this like 7 times. It sucks. And they explain it to you every time. Literally every time you have to go through this little tutorial I'm giving you now. For a feature that no one cares about, that's a watered down feature from a much better Pokemon game that came out a long time ago, where your Pokemon get to chill out with you in the overworld and walk behind you, which is something that people actually wanted, but then they did this, and now it's like an obligation rather than a small little gift. Bro, whose hair? Oh, you mean Director Clavel? Yeah. Gladiator's opening screen is maintenance being done on your battlesuit. Then where did I see the ship one? Because I didn't own Ratchet and Clank 3. I got all my games secondhand from whatever my friends were getting rid of. That's a good way to get games. I had to save up money, and it sucked. Let me tell you how disappointed I was when I bought Brink. I was so excited for that game because it looked so cool. It was like anarchic and kind of punk and everything. And then, like, I played it and it sucked. I hated Brink so much, dude. Oh yeah, also you have to defeat like 30. It's such an arbitrary number too. Because it doesn't matter, there's no skill to this. You just send out a Pokemon and they attack other Pokemon. And then, yeah, like, go. Fight, I guess. Like, it doesn't amount to anything. You just run around and do this. And look at how empty these bases are, dude. I know I said I wouldn't rag on this game as much, but like, come on. Come on now. There is no skill to this. There is no fun to be had here. I'm literally just running around pressing the R button. The original does number 3. Oh, hang on. A lot of Ratchet and Clank games have opening screens with work being done on a ship to BH. Yeah, but I think I only really played Gladiator. Like I said, I don't remember playing any of the other ones in any, like, depth. Maybe I was thinking, it does 2 have you working on the ship? Because I think maybe I played 2 a bit, you know? The original does number 3 does. The first PS3 game does as well. I might have gotten it on PS3. Is maybe, like... No, but I'm still thinking of Gladiator. Man, why do I think that game... It's weird how you can get this in your head, you know? How you can get, like, a specific image in your head and associate it. Why is your school like this? I don't know, these kids got, like, bullied or something. And they decided the best way to combat bullying is to start a street gang. A gang that doesn't do anything? As far as I know? They just, like, cut class. They just don't go to school. And, like, made a club. Like, that's it. Like, this could have been solved so easily if any of the adults in the situation had just contacted these kids' parents and been like, hey, can we talk to your kids? And then the kids, like, show up and it's like, hey, you guys can keep doing your club, but you gotta go to school. That's fine. Team Star is not a threat at all. These guys make Team Skull look threatening. Haha, I don't understand that, because I didn't play those games. Is Team Skull like a joke? There's a this is a Pokemon like, I was gonna say demilitarized zone, but this zone is anything but demilitarized. Also, it's so boring in here, man. There's nothing. There's no, like, cool architecture. There's no interesting landscape. There's nothing. It's just, like, me watching my Pokemon hit a bunch of other Pokemon. I don't care about this. And Team Star starts off with a good story, right? Like, the whole bullying thing. I'm the first person who says that when Pokemon's stories get too JRPG, like too you have to save the world, it's bad. So I was really happy when they were like, oh, with this one, they're just kids that get bullied in school. I was like, oh, that could be really good. That could be really cool and good. And if you do it well, it could be really interesting. And then they didn't do it well. Because by like the third or fourth base, I looked at every single Team Star member and I was like, I would fucking bully you in school. You deserve it. Making me go through all of this bullshit. You're the most boring Pokemon villains ever. And I'm glad you got bullied. You guys suck. You suck to be around in a big way. These guys make Team Skull is definitely played for laughs a fair bit. Most people just see them as a nuisance. I enjoy them. Maybe it's like how I see Team Grunt from Pokemon Sword and Shield. I think that they're fun. Does your school teach you how to set up these military bases? Like, what is this? Yeah, no, dude, I have no idea. This is the internet. This is for sure, like, they did a lot of Googling to make this happen. Cyclozar needs an Evo? Yeah, it does. It needs to turn into, like, a four-wheeler. You know? Like a quad bike. Team Grunt? You mean Team Yell? Grunt, Yell, it's all the same.
He's way above our level. We gotta get the bus.
You like my grunt voice? Oh yeah, it's this guy. No, I was thinking a tandem bike. Hey! What's up, Iron Will? Welcome to the streams. I'm doing a part of this game I hate, but at least I get to beat up a DJ. A tandem bike could be cool. So he's just extra long? Like, how do you represent him being tandem without people riding him, you know?
You've done a real number on us, party crasher. Cow, was it? I'm Giacomo. I still can't pronounce that great. I go by DJ Vice. Whatever, call me whichever. It's a vibe either way. I hate the way you talk, DJ Vice. You sound like a boardroom of 40-year-olds thought that you would be very cool and marketable to children. Nice to meet you and all, but how about we skip straight to your outro? I talk like this because I'm a DJ, you see? Being a DJ is my only personality, so I incorporate music puns into everything I do. Don't worry, I'll play you a sick requiem as you crash and burn, which is a requiem is definitely a thing in my genre of music. Let's get this party started.
And like every party, it ends with a requiem. Giacomo went hard with their battle themes. Oh, this is the theme that they were talking about. This sounds like a super generic Pokemon theme so far. Maybe it amps up as we go. 4 arms? But that's kind of what I was saying. Is like a four. Oh, you know, I was saying like a 4-wheeler, but I guess I was saying 4 wheels, not 4 arms. Anyway, I haven't noticed the grunt themes. I'll pay closer attention when I get there. Go, Draining Kiss. Yeah, get fucked up, dog. Yeah, I love being over leveled for this because it's just like. These are the worst. I hate the Team Star things, as I've said previously prior to this. My hatred knows no bounds, nor does it know conventional conversation structure. Reverum has Intimidate. Oh, but I have Competitive. Haha, idiot. Oh, I guess... I thought Reveroom was poison. I guess, like, every Team Star's Reveroom is also their type. So this is a Dark Steel or something. Well, now it's a Ghost type. Now it's dead. Now it's a dead type. Now it's a broken type. Now it's a junkyard type. I like how it, like, starts to spark and, like, smoke and stuff. I think that's a cool effect. It's weird how much detail they put into certain things in this game. And I hate that Team Star gets to have their own custom uniforms, but I still have to wear this bullshit. Wait, is this car alive? Yeah, that's a Pokemon. It's called Reveroom. You remember the little floating, like, engines with wheels that we saw in the desert? This is what those evolve into.
Guess that's that. Look, a flashback. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, wait, no. No, yeah, I was right. Flashback. Guess that's that.
Oh god, which one's Ortega? Is it the short one?
What's up, Giacomo? Did something happen?
The big boss just wanted to take on some stuff. So we had a chat and settled on some plans. Can you believe that I'm technically the leader of this group, even though I'm the worst one at this? A few plans. Like for what? Operation Star, first of all, and also a new code of conduct for the team. You know, tons of new members have joined up recently? Well, we figured we gotta make some rules, like a code, so we're all on the same page.
Nice. You'll come up with a great code for us, won't you, Giacomo?
Ah, no thanks. Way too much pressure. I mean, yeah, I could be president of the student council, but you know everyone ended up hating me after that, right? Everyone talks about their past this way. Very heavy-handed.
Giacomo? Giacomo? Okay. Thank you for the pronunciation guide. That's really helpful. Oh, god. Oh, Mail is the fire one. Yeah.
Course we...
Well, no. No.
Course we know. You forced a ton of stuffy rules on everyone and they wouldn't take it. We got some other nerd to replace you after like 5 minutes.
I cannot help but concur.
Male students' hair must stray no further than 1.8 inches below the nape and so forth. Your rules were vexation made manifest.
I kind of like the ninja one. The ninja one at least talks fun.
My point exactly. So you all agree that I shouldn't be let anywhere near this new code. Also, it's crazy that I made a rule about hair, but I'm like wearing a bat.
But you always know what's best for the team. Giacomo, you look out for us.
You've earned our trust many times over. Without you, Team Star just wouldn't work, and wouldn't that be a shame? Wouldn't it be a shame if we weren't around to cause havoc and be vaguely antagonistic?
That stuck-up student council prez isn't who you are anymore, man. I said that with weird emphasis, sorry. Can I do that line read again? No? We're moving on? Okay. A code written by Giacomo I'm looking at now. Gonna try that again as well. I do this professionally. A code written by the Giacomo I'm looking at now. I'd follow that any day. Jacques no.
As would I. No, wait. As would I.
Okay, thanks for the ego boost, everyone. I'll do it. I'll write up the darn code. This was a great weight on my shoulders. I did the best I could. It was such a good fucking code. There were so many rules. I wrote that code myself. There's no going back on it now. My days as a boss are over. So here, take my star badge. Yeah, it's more badges. Everything in this game is badges. It doesn't matter how much it devalues the concept of badges. We're gonna give them to you after every encounter. I'll give you this choice, brow, TM2. You earned it fair and square, homie. Home slice, my G. What the dog doing? Giat. Other words. Ah, so this is how the party ends. A real requiem.
Okay.
But let's talk about those Pokemon of yours. They're crazy strong, huh? Almost like you do this for a living. Or like you've been doing other things besides me. You learned those trainer chops at the academy?
No, I actually haven't gone to a single class. It's literally just been out in the world.
Huh. Okay, you like it at the academy? Having fun?
It's not the best.
No kidding. Sorry to interrupt, but are you Giacomo? Whoa! I wasn't expecting a giant pompadour to make it a guest appearance today. Also, yeah, I said it like 5 times. You got a Quaxel to start that up for you? I'm just after a quick word. Would you mind?
Giacomo's actual voice doesn't talk like Shadow. I haven't seen the new show, so yeah. His voice is more of a mid-ground pitch. Like this. Or like this. Sort of... Depends on the man. Or the weapon. God, these guys are lame as balls, right? They're like, okay, I'm glad that they went a different direction than just, the world is in danger, but man, this sucks. They could at least be, like, threatening in some way. The badges could be worth something on eBay. I don't think so. I feel like a bunch of people get them. I feel like you can buy these.
Sure, I can tell it's gonna be something annoying, but I guess I'm newly freed up for time.
That's just like this game in a nutshell.
Thanks, I'll get straight to it. It seems all of you in Team Star are headed— Oh, I'm gonna do this now, actually. I'm gonna do this in front of you. Wouldn't it be crazy if I talked for another, like, 5 minutes? Oh, man. The words are flying by. Deep conversation that we're having on our own. They're the one who's invited us bosses to form a team. We call him the Big Boss. Oh, there's a Big Boss, of course. I wonder who it is. Maybe, perhaps maybe the Big Boss is the person who keeps calling you on the phone with a mysterious made-up name. Wouldn't we like to know? Haven't heard from him in, I don't know, maybe a year and a half now.
Basically, Pokemon fans, they never read the dialogue. I mean, I can guess the dialogue. Also, I've done this before. I know what the dialogue is. The dialogue is him saying, like, there's a boss above us. We're a bunch of, like, teams and stuff like that. Cassiopeia is an actual name of a constellation? Yeah, of a constellation, not of a person. Find me a person who's named Cassiopeia. Right now. Do it in 5 seconds.
We thought that if we keep Team Star going, then we'd get back in touch one day. But the teachers keep pressing us to call it quits. And then we get party crashes like you two. I mean, it's not like we have phones. It's not like we can't just call the boss, I guess. Or that we all go to the same school or something.
Cassiopeia was once a human who became a constellation. Yes, but my point is that Cassiopeia might be one of those games, one of those names that has gone deeply, deeply out of common parlance. I don't think that there's a person walking around right now whose name is Hieronymus. You know? I don't know that there are many people walking around whose name is Virgo. As a Pokemon fan, we read the text first playthrough, then ignore it on all others, like most RPGs. Yeah, it's just like sometimes with Pokemon, they don't shut up. For a game that has a surprisingly simple story, the characters don't shut up. At the drop of a hat, they're willing to tell you their entire life tale.
Maybe the Big Boss did ditch us. They were talking about breaking up the team before and all.
So, Team Star and this Big Boss of yours, they're really that important to you?
Heh, is the sky blue?
Technically, no. The sky is black. Your eyes perceive it as blue because of sky radiation, or sunbeams going through the atmosphere. But the sky is actually black.
Let me put in a word you eggheads at the academy might understand. Says I, former student president, who's most famous for writing a code of conduct. But no, you guys are the nerds. They're my greatest treasure.
Ah, it's thematic. It all relates back to this dumbass thing I'm doing for this dumbass school I go to. I do like that the team like star logo has the colors of the other bases next to it. There are some visual things that are cool. At least they don't force a tutorial like they used to. They absolutely force tutorials like they used to. Literally the beginning of every Team Star base tells you how to do a Team Star base. And they force you to catch a Pokemon at the beginning. Sword and Shield literally let you skip the Pokemon catching tutorial if you had caught a Pokemon when you got there. And then for some reason they decided not to do that this time.
It seems damn it, I forgot how to pronounce it again. It seems Giacomo no longer carries his star badge, the symbol of his status as a boss.
He gave it to you, did he?
Yeah.
I see. With its boss out of the picture, the Sengen squad is pretty much done for.
But is it as intrusive? Yes, you literally can't start the plot or do anything until you catch a Pokemon. And also, the Team Star things, you kind of have to do them if you want to do everything, and they all tutorialize you immediately. Which is wild, because the gyms don't do that, and the Titan battles don't do that, but for some reason the Team Star bases do.
Oh, Giacomo, I've pronounced your name 7 different ways in this last hour.
Sorry, got caught up in my thoughts for a second.
Now about your reward, I'll transfer some LP over to your phone,
as promised. I stole this from a national bank. I took the liberty of adding some new entries to the range of TMs you can make at TM machines. These new TMs should help improve your Pokemon's battle capabilities even further. In any case, you did some solid work out there, so much that you deserve an extra reward. Someone from my supply unit will be there soon to give you some materials for making TMs. It's not me. It's the only other character with a unique design in this game, but it's not me. I promise.
Hello. I'm Penny from the supply unit. You probably don't remember, but you got me out of a tight spot by the school stairs. Holy crap, we're still talking. It's still a conversation. That figures. I never leave an impression on people. I literally have blue and red hair and the best, hoodie in this whole game series, but no. No, wait, that's a backpack. It's a great backpack. But, I'm helping out with Operation Starfall as a part of my independent study. You know, the treasure hunt? My treasure is subservience. I'm good with machines and hacking and stuff, so I'll be working behind the scenes. Does that remind you of anyone? Oh my god.
This game handholds like it's accidentally spread super glue on its palms.
So, here you go, your bonus reward from Cassiopeia, the other character who's good with computers and hacking and stuff. And is mysterious, whose identity you don't know and totally can't guess. You should be able to make a ton of TMs with those. And Cassiopeia said you'll get more rewards every time you take out one of Team Star's bases. Your reward specifically is being able to complain about something, because I know it's been a long time and complaining every now and again is good for your soul. With a trainer as strong as... I skipped a lot of your dialogue, I'm sorry, Penny. With a trainer as strong as you on our side, I'm sure the operation will go just fine. There's more squad bases left, so, good luck. Bye. Run, walk. Sorry.
She's adorable. She's a lesbian. You're a lesbian. I think this could work out. I'm not a lesbian. I'm just feminine and beautiful. But I'm all man. I'm all man underneath this beanie. Underneath this gray asexual beanie. Pokemon games could always be better? Yeah. They absolutely could and should be. Pokemon is like the biggest media franchise on Earth. It has enough money to employ the best developers and to really tighten up its product, and it's super annoying that it doesn't. That's why it was so aggravating when a game like this came out that was supposed to be the next leap forward, and just had so many problems, like the scenery back there zipping in and out. This shouldn't happen in a game that is guaranteed to sell from a company that has more money than most other companies in existence. You know what I mean? It struck me so heavily that this game is a result of not the thought process of like, we are going to make money off of this anyway, so let's try our best and like experiment and try and do new and interesting things with the format. This came from a result of them saying, this is going to make money anyway. Who cares if it's good? It's going to make money anyway. Oh no, we can't get that one. I mean, my gay ass has your literal beanie in my closet. I'm pretty sure I have a beanie like this too, and I'm not a lesbian. I don't think. But even so, this is also like the like skateboard kid beanie. This is like the skateboard stoner kid beanie. People forget that even though it's the biggest media franchise that's only merch, Game Freak doesn't get as much budget to develop their games and also their B team. That's ridiculous. The games are literally like... What? How is that? I mean, I believe you, because merch sells like crazy, and it's also a lot easier to produce and doesn't have as much overhead, so of course it would make more money. But the games are what make the merch popular. The shows are what make the merch popular. And the games also always sell out. They're super, like, famously successful as a game series. I just don't understand why they wouldn't put more effort into it. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any, like, financial sense to me unless the company is literally just saying, who cares? They'll buy it anyway. What do we have that's good against... Well, I guess Marty is resistant to electricity. You just want the plushes? The games are a marketing tool to the Pokemon Company? That sucks to hear, man. I hate that. I hate having that knowledge. I want the plushies too, which means I am absolutely a part of the problem. I don't know, it just like... It sucks that a game series that like defined an era of gaming went from being so widely regarded and so... what's the word? Respected for its design choices, and then devolved into this. But I guess, like, throw a dart and you'll find a game like that these days. This is a Salandit? I thought this was one of the bird ones. Oh well. We might have picked the wrong person for this. Go, Marty. Maybe we didn't. Oh, maybe we didn't indeed. Hell yeah, dude. And Marty keeps healing itself. And Marty has leftovers. Damn, Marty. You'll never die. My infinite boy. My omega immortal. My immortal. Written by... It's time I came out and said it. I wrote My Immortal, and it's about this olive boy. It's about this olive drag queen. Don't catch. Not today. Get it, Marty. You go get it, Marty. Okay, so what are we gonna do? What are you guys feeling? Titan or Team Starbase? Because I could go either way, to be honest. I don't remember what the next Titan is, though. I'll have to look at the map. Here's the map. This Titan is... Quaking Earth. I would rather avoid that one for a bit, because it's a fighting type, so it's gonna kick my ass. Path of Legends, the False Dragon is a dragon type. I know that one's the strongest, so we're probably not ready for that one yet. Have I done all the other Titans? Are there only 5 Titans? Because I've only done 3. No, surely there's more, right? I would have thought that there would be 8. Like, there's like... 8 gyms. No, it seems like there's only 5 Titans. Cream the nerds? Okay. Well, Team Star is... Yeah, I think that's the best path to us right now. Okay. You're the 3rd one, I believe. I should fight you 3rd. I think you're the second one. There's 5 of them. You're the second last one, I want to say? And then the fairy type one is the last one. And that's all of the team stars. Yep, and then after that we can go back to gyms or whatever. The next gym we have to fight is the ghost type one, right? Because there's this one, the psychic type one, like over here-ish, I think, and then that's... Yeah, we have 5 badges now, so that's 8. Cool. Alright, let's go fight this fire lady. She has really cool boots. Y'all are about to see some of the coolest boots I've ever seen. We've run past her so many times, it's gonna be weird going back to that old neighborhood. I remember searching there for so long to get a Toadstool back when this was a ground type run. We've lost so many friends. They will always be remembered like Strong Boy and the other ones. Do 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 do. Thinking of my friends, well, I go beat up a nerd.
Items. Ether. I found raw ether in the wild. Now I can make the explosives.
Pokédoll. It's wild that people like put their belongings into cute little Pokeballs and then drop them. Do you think that people carry their belongings in Pokeballs? Is that why they're in Pokeballs in the overworld? Hey, bud.
Ah, it's you, Cal.
Clive?
Yup, that's me, Clive, the normal academy student.
Hey, I'm the normal one around here. Have you seen my team?
Anyway, Cal, I owe you one. Thanks to you, I've been accepted into Operation Starfall, despite my shaky credentials.
What's your end? No, damn it. I wanted to say what's your end game, but I got too excited.
I need answers, that's all. How do I resolve this situation with Team Star, and what's causing its members' odd behavior?
Odd behavior?
Team Star is the subject of more than a few nasty rumors swirling around the academy, you know? Despite being an obviously British character, I still say nasty instead of nasty. Some say their bullying has caused us a worrying number of students to drop out of school. Oh, they're bullying. Hurt people, don't you know?
David William, welcome to the stream. Iron Will, there's a second William. Get him. It's going good. How you doing? They need to touch grass. They're touching too much grass, if anything. They need to go and touch some rocks and water and other things. Can they set their bases up in more interesting places, please?
Others say they're holed up in their bases, plotting to cause trouble for the academy. Plotting, but never actually doing anything. There's no hard evidence of them affecting the plot in any way. But these are rumors. The matter I am directly confronted with is something else. I'm talking about Team Star's persistent truancy. They've all been skipping class for a while now, and as we all know, school is very important in the Pokemon world. How will you get a job in Pokemon Land if you don't know anything except Pokemon? Hi, Lucas. 5 of them in particular, the so-called bosses of Team Star, haven't said us as feet. We're talking about feet now. Feet! In a classroom for over a year. And it seems the team's rank and file have recently started stirring up mischief as well. I'm getting slowly more and more British as we go along. That's why I took it upon myself to issue a direct order to Team Star to disband. I informed them that they should they refuse, I would have no choice but to expel all students affiliated. I informed them thusly with their team. However, they did not take kindly. They told me to, and I quote, eat their shorts, and then they did a sick kick flip on their skated boards and rolled away. But I am afraid there's been no response, and the deadline I set for them to make their choice between dissolution or expulsion is nigh upon us.
It's wild to me that, like, Pokemon is the kind of game that has the word dissolution in it, followed by nigh, but then when you really, like, read between the lines of the plot, it's like, oh, this is the simplest shit I've ever heard. It's just like you hear words like dissolution and nigh and you don't think that's a Pokemon game. But the Pokemon dialogue has always been wild. It's like aliens write this game. Or rather, it's like aliens translate this game. I'm sure this makes perfect sense in Japanese. Then again, anime has a lot of characters who are ostensibly like 16 years old and seem to be grad students in German philosophy, you know? I can't tell you how many anime I've watched where like a 14-year-old piano prodigy is just like, and the twilight twinkles on the violets of my everlasting nightmare life. And so I must go on into my depression. And it's like, you're 14, homie, shut up. So you see, when I overheard you talking on the phone to Cassiopeia, it couldn't have come as a more crucial time. He's been talking so long it's night now. This is welcome to Pokemon. It's Cassiopeia, can you hear me? Ugh! Whisper, whisper. Another time then, I say at normal volume. Be careful, whisper, whisper. Oh, how did you make my phone teleport into existence? I see you're coming up on one of Team Star's bases. Was there someone with you just now? Have you been cheating on me with another robot? Weren't day and night cycles very short in this game? Yeah, no, we're just making jokes. Well, be warned. That Team Star will have its guard up after losing one boss you already... What? Oh, losing one boss to you already. Nah, comprehension. This base won't go down as easily as the last one. Proceed with extreme caution. I'll be in touch. So, David William, was is your favorite Pokemon? Or rather, what's your favorite Pokemon type? It's a question we ask all the newcomers, because I am curious. I'm just a curious little guy. Curious about your lives. Your wonderful, beautiful, interesting, and rich inner lives, chat. Feed me with tidbits from your delightful life shelves. Reach back into the pantry of your souls and give me sweet and tasty morsels of your experiences.
Whoa, you can't be here. This base belongs to Team Star.
Do you know Cassiopeia the band? No, I do not. I know the Cassiopeia the calculator brand. I think that's what the full name of a Casio calculator was. Why is this child named Grunt? Because that's his job. It's like a medieval village situation where you get named after your job. And this is his surname. I don't know. He and I are not on a first name basis. They do jazz fusion. What did they fuse jazz with?
If you don't clear out real quick like, I'll have to come at you in self-defense. You get me?
I'm not turning back. I'm not afraid of you, Buster, Buckaroo. Are grunts paid? I presume they're paid like every other student in this club. I wish I could take his sunglasses, although they're goggles. But I cannot. I am not allowed to. Yo, what's up? I remember you from the first time I went into a cave. Go, waterfalls. Yes. Yes. Slave Tara, you are a demon incarnate. You just... The battlefield weeps in your presence.
Man, you crazy Struck. Wait, are you that kid who declared war on us?
Call me Cal. Please, it's my only sense of identity, because it's my name.
Whoa, thanks for the terrible news. Ugh. Excuse me while I book it back to the rest of my crew. Hasta la vista.
Let's go and do another tutorial, I guess.
Hey, Cal. Are you ready for another 2-hour conversation? Let's get into it with my relationship with my parents. Cassiopeia told me to scope out the Fire Crew's base. I thought I'd come and give you some backup now that I'm through, but it seems you're all set, and I'm not going to do anything for the rest of this. What?
Alright, this side story. Fwoo.
Is that you?
Charlos? I presume it's Carlos, but I've never seen Carlos spelled with an H in it before.
Phew. I thought so. What are you doing here?
Do you know this little fella?
This is Carlos, the Char Cadet. He's the only Pokemon that has an official military. He's one of the Pokemon the Academy takes care of within its grounds. Ah, Carlos, wait. No, Carlos. Don't run off. It looks like he may have some connection to Team Star's fire crew. I'd better chase after him. Don't worry, I'll regroup with you soon enough. You press ahead into the base, Cal. What a convenient reason for me to not do anything.
Oh my god, another conversation. Oh, look, it's the tutorial.
Stationed inside that base is Team Star's fire crew. The Shatter Squad. The Shatter Squad? Is that German? Their base, Mila, is the best all-rounder of the team. She fixes any and every problem thrown her way, though her methods are heavy-handed. Which is a weird character trait to give her, because there's literally a fighting type person in this game who's dressed like a pro wrestler. Like, why wouldn't she be the heavy-handed? Anyway, our declaration of war must have made her blood boil. I bet even now her grunts are hard at work inside the base trying to keep her fury under control. Haha, I didn't say the bad word. This means your best move is to take down all the grunts inside nice and quick. Once there's no one left to help Mila keep her cool, she should come out to confront you. Ring the bell on the gate once you're ready to kick off this phase of the operation. Time to wipe the Shatter Squad off the map.
Isn't it crazy how they have to find a way to write around the fact that you're just doing the same thing as before? Like, before it's like, oh, the guy is too strategic. There's no point in coming up with a plan, just fight him. And then now it's like, oh, the person has a bad temper. There's no point in coming up with a plan, just fight them. Alright, who are we putting in front? I mean, none of you... Whoop. The stream paused there for a second for me. I wish that Pokemon world looked as fun as its creatures. Oh, you mean the world of this game? Because the world in like the comics and the show looks really fun. It looks beautiful. I think they fused it with rock. All the jazz fusion I've heard sounded similar, so I thought it was its own thing. I think it is its own thing. I was just being adorably facetious. So, Marty, you're not going to be in the front on this one. This is a fireplace. You're going to get burned up, bud. Meowth. I don't think you have a lot of moves that are good against fire. Do we just stick with the team as it is? Slape Tara, you're still the best because you have water moves. You got rock moves, which are pretty good. Flying moves, which are like, whatever. They're not super good or bad. I don't know that Psychic's going to be that useful. Alright, yeah, let's just keep the team as it is. Yes. Remember, if we lose any Pokemon in these, like, overworld battles that we're doing before the actual trainer fight, it doesn't count. Some kid lucked out beating on one of our sister squads, now he thinks he can take us on. Time to give him the boot, gang. Let's show this gatecrasher what Team Star can do. And if you're listening, unless you can beat 30 of our Pokemon in 10 minutes, a boss won't lift a finger to deal with the likes of you. It's literally exactly the fucking same. It's literally, I don't know why they even bothered introducing it. I just did this. This is, I think, maybe a problem with, like, open world design, is that they kind of have to reiterate things a bunch, because there's a chance that players have missed this. Like, there's a chance that players have been doing something else, and we just happen to have gone to Team Star bases in a row, you know? So there's all the chance in the world that I was doing something else for a while and then came back and forgot what the deal is. Which is so a weakness with maybe the format of this game rather than this game in particular. Also, hey, I finished all the current Song of Ice and Fire books yesterday. That's awesome. Ole? What do you think of the ending to the series so far? What do you think is, like, what are you excited to see happen? Because I was, obviously I read the series after I had watched the show, and it blew me away how different it was. Like how they took different parts and things like that with certain plot lines. I did some genuinely bad pasta. It's grainy and bitter. I don't know if it's frozen veggies or some soap residue in the dishes. That sucks, Lucas. I'm sorry. It especially sucks with cooking because you just put a bunch of effort in. Man, I hope you get, like, you have a really easy snack that you can eat or something that makes you feel a lot better. I'm sorry that you had to go through. Bad supper is the worst, man. I am very lucky to have had, like, suppers as good as I've had for so long. Baby Sinbads, yes, I try not to think about them. I also try not to think about all the other boys we lost, like our good Cyclizar, Chevron. Everyone remember that? Fan favorite. Ooh. Fan favorites, Pokemon Chevron. Man, Streamlabs is starting to, like, stutter, and I'm worried that it's going to become a big deal. George give wins now, please. Oh, man. Welcome to the club. You're going to be waiting in that boat for a long time. I do know that the preliminary chapters of Wind is out. So if you want to go and, like, ruin your day further, you can go and read the early chapters that got released. I think it's just like a couple of chapters though, or maybe like one. I'm not sure. Rip Chevron, I barely remember thee. Man, I was so excited for Chevron. It's literally the only dragon type we can have, and I love dragon types. They're always so weird. Alright, Slapetara. I mean, it's so fitting that it ends this way. I'm sorry you had to kill your brother again, Slapetara. Why did you go back for more? That wasn't necessary.
Our defenses are breached. It's all up to the boss now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all of them have cool designs. Like, okay, the Rever rooms, I will say, look sick. Do they still have gyms in Paldea? They do. They have gyms and titans and this shit. And she has the coolest design of anyone in this game. You cannot deny. Like, why can't I make a character that looks like that? That looks sick. She looks so cool. Sorry, I mean gym badges. Yeah, on the left side of the screen is the gym badges we've gotten so far. But there's no way to check them for some reason. There's no, like, badge case. So you can't check them in-game.
I don't know why you do something so stupid and I don't care. Look at my kick-ass boots. You challenged us, so we'll beat you down. That's all there is to it. Prepare to get messed up.
Did they spray paint their Pokemon? I don't know about that. They modded their Pokemon, though. Rever rooms aren't supposed to have disco balls or speakers, as far as I remember. So they modded these Pokemon for sure. She looks so fucking cool, dude. Like, I've already lost this fight on a moral stance. Just because I have to wear this dumb fashion.
Right here, right now, you're going down.
Oh ho ho ho. Alright, let's do this. I mean, you're about to get absolutely wrecked. I'm sorry to say. Their logo is there? Yeah, oh shit, I guess they did spray paint this Pokemon. They added flame decals and, like, all of this garish bullshit to this animal. I wonder if Reverum is cool with it. Like, do you think Reverum hates that it looks like this, or do you think that it's, like, super stoked? Is this like putting on makeup for it? Because it's a steel type, like it's not organic. Man, Slave Tara, I never get to transform you. You're my magical girl. Blazing torque. Blazing torque. Oh no, we got burned. It super doesn't matter.
That was for the rest of the Shedder squad. Those people you didn't meet or interact with in any meaningful way.
I think that's maybe my biggest problem. Like, I can deal with the bases looking kind of the same. Because you could make the argument that it's like... Okay. Oh, there we go. This Streamlabs keeps pausing, man. It's crazy. You can make the argument that, like, please let me know if you guys can't hear me, by the way. You can make the argument that the bases all look the same because they need to be built on, like, steady ground or whatever. So that's fine. If I had been able to interact with any of the gang members and then find out through, like, conversation. I know I hate conversation with a passion. But if I could find out through conversation, like, what the sort of vibe of this specific team is, it would feel like more of a part of the world rather than like a very vestigial thing that I interact with rarely.
Is this really how it's gonna end? What a hassle. My old band is doing so good.
Man, this was a hell of a day a year and a half ago, where everyone just had like a big emotional problem. Good luck with your physics oral tomorrow, Lucas.
Man, what a hassle. Pulled it off just in time.
You want her hair? She has amazing hair. Which one is Eri again? Oh, the big one. Welcome back, Millie.
I managed to get a bunch of Char Cadet to evolve. That ought to be enough power to power the Starmobile and finally get that hunk of metal rolling.
Glad tidings indeed. Is it not so, Ortega?
I'm just surprised she's not all hot air.
Mela is very gender. She is very gender indeed. Well, no, she's just a big lady. That doesn't make her very gender. I give her that voice because, like, that's the coolest voice I own, and she looks cool as hell. Oh, wait, no, Mela. Oh, Mela's the fire one. I thought you meant Eri. Sorry. Mela is very non-bind. No bi.
Oh, shut it with your snide comments. You can be such an annoying twerp, you know that?
As if you're any better, Mala. Being rude and saying mean things is literally your whole deal.
That's not true, Orty. The girls at the academy have always been jealous of how cute Melly is. She just puts on a surly attitude so they'll stop picking on her. Although I guess you're not wrong to say that her surly attitude is what people know her for.
What? Come on, not you too, Eri. How about we leave it at that, folks? We basically have the same voice. It's almost time for the big event.
Yes, Operation Star. It's finally happened.
And the big boss? What pray is their plan?
Who is this Victorian dandy? That's the fairy type one. That's Ortega. He's super rich and sucks. And like,
They already got in touch with all the bullies and asked them to head over to the schoolyard. It's finally time, huh? Man, I'm so stoked. The thrill's burning me right up, as you can tell from my tone. I burned through everything I had, and now I've spudded out. My boots are crazy. Look at my boots. They're insane. Guess this is where it ends. That wiggly tough of yours really let us have it. Beating me in a,
oh my god, I love the way that she walks because her boots are way too big for her.
Beating me in a battle is a huge deal. So here, take this star badge and be proud of yourself.
Oh, because she's strong and stuff, yeah. I will say, like, I've bitched a lot this stream about the design of this game. the character design in this game is still top-notch. They still do good work.
While I'm at it, you can have this TM too. Not like I'm gonna use it.
Oh, cool. Thanks for giving me your trash. She can't bend her knees. Yeah.
Let me make one thing clear. I'm not giving these to you. I'm giving them to your Wigglytuff. It's not like I like you, Babaka. I don't even like you at all. Grumble, grumble.
Other than normal, what's your favorite type? Oh, my favorite type isn't normal. Normal is just the type we landed on. You see, I have a mystical and magical wheel that we spun at the beginning of these streams, and it landed on normal for this run. It landed on a bunch of other types, which are now off the wheel, specifically because I landed on them before, that we failed at. We have failed runs under our belt. This is like the 5th one. But yeah, land on normal, so we're doing that one. My favorite type is probably either, I like fire, because I'm basic, but I also like grass, dragon, ground, maybe dragon. Dragon types. I know it's also kind of basic to like dragon types, but dragon type Pokemon have like a crazy level of variety, and I like that. Oh my gosh. You know what, let's play this conversation out, it's kind of cute. What's your favorite type, Polka Cactoon?
A Charcadet? Wait.
Foo-foo.
Well, if it isn't Carlos, what are you doing? Oh, I guess it might be Charlos, because it's like a pun on Charcadet.
It seems that he's came to this base looking for you.
Foo.
You did?
He's very attached to you, isn't he?
Yeah, because I used to play with him every day back when I was still going to school. I can even tell more or less what he's thinking just by looking at the way his flames move, but not like at his face. You know, despite the fact that this is one of the few Pokemon that has like facial expressions, I can tell the way he's thinking because of his fire. Oh my god.
Do you have any idea why Charlos wanted to visit you?
Foo-foo. Callum has already failed runs with bug and ground. I wouldn't say failed so much as learned from. I love you, Charcadet. We all love Charcadet in this chat. Oh, by the way, chat, do me a favor and just put in the, I don't know that our chat is still active on a VOD, but if you could just put Happy Birthday Gia in the chat. She usually sticks around for these streams, but she might be busy today, but it's her birthday today. So just throw up some Happy Birthday Gia messages, I'll read them out, and then when she watches this VOD later, if she watches this VOD later, she can get a nice little birthday gift. It's not that I'm implying that people don't learn from failure, Ole, it's that I just don't want to acknowledge the failure part of my failure.
Charlos.
To me, it looks like he's saying he wants you to come back. Look at me being a good director and guilting my students.
Just shut it already, would you?
They say Team Star... I won't respect your wishes. They say Team Stars hold itself up in these bases to plot something against the Academy. Bases to plot some... were you aware of this?
First I've heard a stupid rumor like that. Oh, first I've heard of a stupid rumor like that, sorry. Amazing how much difference a word can make. Man, nothing's changed since back then. Everyone's still spouting garbage.
Then what about that modified car you were motoring around in just now?
The Starmobile? We made that thing a long time ago to help us with a big fight. But we never actually used it against anyone before you two came looking for trouble. That's right, we defaced and modified genetically a Pokemon, a living creature with sentience, so that we could do better at a fight, and then we never even did that.
You never used it before? What's this about a big fight?
You ever heard of Operation Star?
Okay, so first of all, before I read out the happy birthday messages, which thanks you guys, I really appreciate you doing that. I want this community to look after each other, and wishing each other happy birthday is a small but powerful gesture. How is this student, 30-year-old claiming to be a student? Anyone can be a student in this region. Like, legit, I've gone up against people who are like 80, who are in school. So the school is all inclusive. Okay. So, Gia, if you happen to be watching the VOD right now, get ready for some wishes. Polka Cactoon says, Happy B-Day, Gia. Ole Frederick Skiersdad says, Happy birthday, Gia. I never post my doodles says, Happy birthday, Gia. And from us at Byte Marx, thank you for being with the channel for so long, Gia. You've been on, like, basically every stream since we started, so happy birthday. Operation Star? Not Operation Starfall? No, this is the first I'm hearing of it.
Huh. I guess you wouldn't know.
Oh, I can't record anymore. I guess too much RAM is being used or something. I'm still streaming, but it's not recording the rest of the stream, which is fun. So much for cutting these into clips. Watch me do all of my funniest jokes right now. Now there's no... Mila. Sorry, I got distracted for a second there. I was just thinking about all of my old friends who are in Team Star. Now about your reward. I'll transfer some LP to your phone as promised. Hey. And I can make more kinds of TMs, I guess. Penny's gonna meet you right now as soon as I hang up. As soon as I...
Hello, it's me again, from the supply unit.
Yes.
What the heck?
Yes, it's Koraidon's patented bullshit senses. His sense of smell, he can smell bullshit on you. You're bullshitting me, Penny.
Hey, stop that. Somebody help! You're a bad pet owner!
Okay, this is a crazy long black screen.
Blech, it drooled all over me. What even is that Pokemon anyway?
It's the legendary of this region. I have no idea what it is.
Huh, I'm amazed you're so calm with a giant question mark of a Pokemon at your side.
Well, I have a giant question mark of a person in front of me right now, and I'm still just as calm. Isn't that right, Cassio Penny?
Before I forget, here's your reward.
I received lots of Pokemon materials, which is very specific and good for any crafting system.
Your name's Cal, right? Since you're part of Operation Starfall's battle unit...
I mean, you can just say I am the battle unit.
Can I ask you something? What do you think of Team Star?
They're not all that. They're kind of losers. I hope someone bullied them.
Interesting. You know, some of the rumors say Team Star wasn't always a bunch of delinquents. Most of them used to be victims of bullying, or they just found it hard to interact with people. But then these misfits and outsiders found each other and banded together to form an insufferable unit of military organizations. All they wanted to do was push back against the bullies they couldn't face alone. And then they stopped going to school and secluded themselves from society. So yeah, they really won against those bullies. But that's just info I got by hacking other students' social media accounts.
Penny, you're not really selling yourself to me as like a downcast member of Misfits. Dude, if you're hacking people's social media accounts, you're just straight up a criminal. This is creep behavior, Penny. Do better.
I also found talk about some secret mastermind behind the 5 bosses. Someone who recruited them to the team in the first place.
It's you.
I don't normally talk this much. Now my throat kinda hurts.
You and me both, sister.
So, good luck with taking down the other bases and stuff.
I love her backpack. I've said that before, but it's a really good backpack. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna set up a picnic on the desiccated battlefield of my opponents. Their base is still up for some reason. I thought I tore that shit down. But hey, here we are. What's up, my kids? My lovely folks? I don't really have any new Pokemon, so I'm probably not going to take a picture of you guys. But I do want you guys to be here while I say goodbye to everyone. Yeah, line up. Really get in the camera. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good rest of your week. I'll see you all on Wednesday for the Oblivion stream, which, depending if Emilio is going to be there, it will either be at 6:30 or at 9. Then we'll see you on Friday for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Stream. Remember to check out our Warhammer video. It's got a few views already, but really go and have a listen to it. It's a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun making it. And keep an eye out for some new content that's going to be coming in the following month. Have a good one. Stay safe, stay strong, stay magical, stay friendly, stay yourselves, and stay watching. Thank you so much for being here. Happy birthday, Gia. Bye, everybody.